Today we're going to learn about a very interesting tool that can really save your life if you're running an application, as a DevOps engineer, as a system administrator, as someone who owns any software product that's live out there in production. This tool is called ntfy.sh. It's an open source tool, and basically what it does, it's very simple. It just sends push notifications to your phone. And you can use that to always stay on top of what's happening, to basically know, okay, my server is down, this container is down, my disk space is full, I got this error message. You can decide what you want to be notified about, and you can set this up manually in a very, very simple way. This is what we're going to take a look at today. If you like this video, let me know by hitting a like button and subscribing. And now let us get right into it. Alright, so let us get started right away. The thing we're going to talk about today is ntfy.sh, a service that sends push notifications to your phone. As I mentioned, completely open source, free to use. We can self-host it. We will self-host it. And in my opinion, this is an essential part of any production setup. This or a similar service, this is probably not the only one out there, but it is the one that I recently adopted in our startup, in the startup I'm currently building, because there's nothing more problematic than something severe happening on your server and you not knowing about it. Container being down, attack happening, something going wrong and you not knowing about it. Because oftentimes you might be in the gym, you might actually be at work doing something, working on something else, and something goes wrong and you don't know about it. Maybe the fix is just 1 second restarting the containers. Maybe it's just fixing a small bug, but at the end of the day, you need to take some action. And if you don't know that something went wrong, hours might pass, your users might be annoyed, users might churn, customers might churn because you don't fix the problem because you don't know about it. This is exactly what this service is for. And I'm not going to ramble anymore. We're going to get right into the setup. I'm going to show you how to self-host this, how to set up ntfy.sh so you are notified whenever something goes wrong, or just about statistics on your server. So for that, I'm going to go into my tutorial directory, choose any directory where you want to replicate this. What we're going to need for this video today is Docker and Docker Compose. If you don't know what Docker is, I have a crash course on Docker. Otherwise, just accept that we're going to use it, install it on your system, and we're going to start by defining a Docker Compose YAML file. And here we're going to say services, and our only service for now, just to show you a simple proof of concept to not waste any time, is going to be ntfy.sh. So I'm going to say notify, and I'm going to say the image is equal to, and now I have to look what the name was again, bin wieder here. This is basically German. Bin wieder here means I'm here again. And then ntfy latest. This is just a repository that we're going to take the image from. The command we have to run is serve. The ports we're going to map here are going to be 80 being mapped to 8080. And then we also want to persist some volumes. We're going to say in this directory here, .cache will be mapped to /var cache, and then notify in the container, and then config here locally will be etc ntfy. That's basically it. That's the minimal setup that we can have here. And now I just say docker compose up, and of course this won't work because I misspelled command, so let's fix that. Command is equal to serve, so docker compose up now, and this will now pull the image, it will create a container, and then notify is running. But what do we do now with notify running? We can't really do much. Now what we can do is we can go to the web interface. So I can go to localhost 8080, and this will show me the notify web interface. It tells me here, it looks like you don't have any subscriptions yet. I don't have any topics. I don't have any notifications. What I can do now is I can send a basic notification using curl. Curl is, just for those of you who don't know, a command line tool that allows us to send requests. You can also do that with the requests package in Python. You can do that with Postman. We're just going to send a basic notification request to our notify service that is running now on localhost. So for this, we can open up a new terminal, and I can say curl-d, so post request with the data, let's say hello notify, and the host is going to be localhost 127.0.0.1 port 8080, and now I can provide a topic name. So I can say my topic, for example. That is completely arbitrary. You can provide whatever you want. And here now you can see I get something back. So this worked, but we don't have any subscriptions yet. So what I want to do here now is I want to say subscribe to topic. And I'm going to just say, first of all, that I want to use another server. So I want to use localhost HTTP and then 127.0.0.1 8080. And the topic name is my topic. So So I can then subscribe to that, and you can see I have the notification here, hello notify. And every time I send something, this is going to, okay, just now play the sound. You probably don't hear that because I have desktop audio disabled in OBS. But basically, whenever I send something, let me just turn the volume down so I don't hear it all the time. You can see I get all the notifications here in the web interface. But of course, that is not the same as on my phone. Here, there you go. I can dismiss them. I can say fine. That is not the same as on my phone. So if I want to get this on my phone, I need to get the app on my phone. So I need to download the Notify app, and in this Notify app, I need to do the exact same thing. I need to subscribe to a topic, but the thing is, the difference here is I need to specify a server that is publicly available. I cannot just go with localhost because localhost does not exist, or localhost on my phone is my phone itself, not this computer. So of course, what you do in practice, in production, is you provide the public IP address. You provide the actual thing that sends the notification. But what we're going to do as a workaround now is we're going to work with ngrok. ngrok basically gives you a publicly available domain, you could say, that basically tunnels the traffic to localhost. So I can specify this public domain, but I get whatever localhost provides. This is what we're going to do here. So now I'm going to open up another terminal. And in this terminal, I'm going to say ngrok. And by the way, you don't need to do this. You can run this directly on your public server to play around with this. Just if you want to test this on localhost, you can say ngrok http 8080. This basically now creates the following forwarding. We have this publicly available domain. As long as this is running, I'm using the free plan here. This is redirecting, forwarding the traffic to localhost 8080. Now, I'm not going to go into the ngrok setup. Basically, you just get ngrok onto your system, either using a package manager, using an installer. You create a free account, and then that's basically it. You set ngrok up. And the important thing now is on my phone, I need to provide this as the server and then / whatever topic. So now you should also see my phone on the screen. I have the Notify app. I click on it and you can see it's basically the same interface, subscribe topics, and I don't have any subscriptions yet. So what I do is I press the plus button and here I provide the same topic name. Let's go with my topic. I say use another server, and now I provide either your public domain, public IP address of your server, or if you're using ngrok on localhost, you provide exactly that, HTTPS, and then the whole thing. So we go up until the ngrok free app, and then we say my topic. That's basically it. I click on done, and then basically subscribe. And now what happens is on my phone, as you can see, I have the same notifications. So now, while my phone is listening to this, I can just go and send another ABC, and you will see it gets the notification in the app as well. But more importantly, even if I'm not in the application, if I send a request like this, you can see I get a push notification ABC to my phone, even if the app is not running in the foreground. So I can say, for example, curl-d server down, and I will get a push notification to my phone. So here, there you go, server down. And I can click on it and see exactly what the notification was. But let us now do something useful. I'm going to move ngrok to a different screen. Don't close it. You still want to keep the tunnel open. But now we're going to take a look at an actual example. For this, I'm going to go into my Docker Compose YAML, and I'm going to add an additional service that can be down. So I'm going to go and say here, Postgres is also going to be part of my Docker Compose setup, just a basic Postgres instance. We're not even going to use it, but this instance can be down. And by the way, I see I have a typo here. We want to use config, not confi. And now what I can do is I can say Docker Compose up. This is going to start Postgres and Notify. I can detach using D. And the idea now is I want to have a script that notifies me when this database is down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a shell script called checkdb.sh, which is going to check my database and notify me if it's down. Now I'm going to copy paste the code for this one because that's quite simple. All we do is we run docker compose ps. For those of you who don't know what this does, basically, when we do docker compose ps, we can see the running containers. We can see that Postgres and Notify are running. And specifically what we do here is we get the running services, so that have the status running. We grep Postgres. So if Postgres is part of this output, then it's fine. Otherwise, we have this OR operator. We run the curl command. So either we get a running container called Postgres, or we get the curl requests sent to db alerts. This is what I call the topic here. Localhost 8080 db alerts is the topic, and we send the message Postgres is down. So now we can close the script. We can say ch mode change mode plus x, so we can make it executable. And basically what happens now, if I do check dbsh, nothing happens. But if Postgres is down, we will get a notification. Now, before I do that, let me start another screen recording on my phone. And you will see that there I can also now add DB alerts as topics. So what I can do is I can subscribe to a new topic. I can just use the same server as before. This time it's called db-alerts. I can just subscribe to it. Nothing happening here yet. I can run the script all the time. Nothing happens. But now I'm going to run the command docker compose stop Postgres. This is going to stop the container called Postgres. And now when I run the same command here, the same script, I will get a notification Postgres is down. Every time I run the script, I get this. However, of course, this requires me to run the script manually. I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to automate this using a cron job. Now, this is all very minimal and very trivial. I'm just showing you here the proof of concept. Of course, there's more professional ways to do that. You would maybe have another server that is pinging your server, that is running scripts on demand or also on a regular basis. But we're going to keep it simple here, and we're going to use cron job. So cron is basically a tool. You use cron tab-e to set up the cron job table. I'm not going to make a tutorial here on cron. You basically use a package manager of your choice to get it onto your system, and then you can run cron tab-e. And here you can now define a cron job that runs every minute by providing 5 asterisks. So basically every minute, every hour, every day, whatever. This just means every minute is 5 asterisks. And what we want to do exactly is we want to go to home, Neural 9, documents, programming, Neural 9 tutorial. And then we want to say // check db.sh. That is the thing that the cron job shall do. So I'm going to write this. Now, as you can see, we added this new job to the cron table, and this should now be running every minute, checking if the server or if the database is up or not, and sending me a notification in the case it isn't. Now, one important thing, of course, is your cron service has to be running. In my case, I'm using Crony here on Arch Linux, so it's inactive right now. I need to say sudo systemctl enable -- now Crony service, and now it's going to be running every minute. I can do the status command again. You can see that this is actively running, and on my phone now I'm going to get a notification that the Postgres database is down or service is down every minute. There you go. I got the notification. Postgres is down. This worked automatically. I didn't do anything manually for that. And I got the notification that the database is down. Of course, now I'm going to get this every minute. You should probably have a script that realizes that it has notified you already. Maybe it will pause and then check again in 5 minutes. That would be a more intelligent script. But basically, this is how it works. Also, if I do docker compose up, now Postgres is going to be running again. I'm not going to get the notification anymore because the condition is not met. Now, another script that could be interesting, I'm just providing one more example here so you get some ideas, would be check disk.sh. Here again, we have just a simple command checking the free disk or the disk usage. And we can see here that I'm checking for over 50. Right now here in my bar, you can see that I have 84% disk usage. So basically only 16% are free. So this should trigger. I'm not going to call this my topic. I'm going to say disk alerts. And disk alerts is going to be now my topic for disk problems. I'm going to say change mode plus X, check disk. Now, I'm not going to set up a cron job for this, but I'm going to say on my app again, I can go and subscribe same server and just say disk alerts, subscribe to that. And then I can go and run the script, check disk. In my case, of course, it's going to trigger because I have 84, not 50. We're not below 50, and you can see on my phone I get disk usage over 50%. And this is basically all you need to know. The only idea is you're sending requests. You can do that with curl. You can do that with Python requests. You're sending requests to the endpoint with some data, and then you subscribe to topics and you get the notifications on your phone, on your PC. That's the entire setup. You just need Docker Compose. You just need notify here, latest version. You just do a port mapping and you just send stuff to that port. and you just receive stuff by subscribing to it. So that's it for this video today. I hope you enjoyed it and hope you learned something. If so, let me know by hitting a like button and leaving a comment in the comment section down below. Also, in case you're interested, on my website, you will find a services tab and a tutoring tab. There you can contact me if you need help with a project, if you need a freelancer or a consultant. At the bottom of both pages, you can contact me via email or LinkedIn. Besides that, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to not miss a single future video for free. Other than that, thank you much for watching, see you in the next video, and bye.